It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He said, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. You are, aren't you? And you got us feeling all right. Now, John at the bar, well, he's a friend of mine. Gets me my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke, or he'll light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. Oh, he said, John, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Pretty good crowd for a Sunday. And the manager, here we go. The manager, well, she gives me a smile. Cause she knows that it's me. Cause she knows that it's me. Cause she knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. Oh, and the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Melody, and you've got us feeling all right. We're here. It's number 10.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to our home. It's
Would you calm down in the corner? We're trying to just keep things nice and cool.
Coming to see me. They're coming to see me.
Oh, I better put that on as well because I've just remembered I haven't
just
started
put his
that
timer on.
Put my timer on just to make sure. So that's 3 minutes in. So, hello. How are you doing? Well, tomorrow is the 15th, and apparently 15th? The 15th? No, more than that. Is it
Yeah,
15th?
the 15th.
15th. And tomorrow is spending day. Not in this house, it's not. Okay. Apparently you're all supposed to go out to the shops tomorrow and spend our way out of trouble. Well, that shouldn't be too much trouble. If you go out and buy stuff, I think we're going out, we'll go out, we'll have some tins of beans. No, we're going to have more normal tins of beans. I don't get up in the morning, I blow myself around. That's a little joke that Sue doesn't like, and she wouldn't like me to tell you that one. Here, look at this, I balanced this. You see this? Look at that, look at that gift. You see that?
That's going to go into
Isn't that lovely? And that was given to me.
Actually, if we look at it on the other camera, we probably can see it better.
Yeah, have you got a wide camera there?
There we go.
Look,
it's beautiful.
It's an ashtray.
It's not. It's a beautiful object.
It's beautiful. Objet d'art. And here we are. Now, here we go. I've been told I've got to get on with things.
Okay.
And I just think what a difference the difference between today and tomorrow will make. I sang this song the other week, and this is for those people who like these old songs. And I know Sylvia Newman, who's out there, the Newmans are watching en masse tonight, and I love that. And we've got a special song for a special person. How old is Poppy now, Sue?
She's 4.
She's 4. And she's made a request. So I'm going to be doing a request a little bit later on in the show before she has to go to bed. But tomorrow is the 15th. You can go and shop. What a difference a day makes. This one is for Sylvia Newman. What a difference a day made. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where they used to be rain. My above can't be stormy since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss. It's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day made. And the difference is you. Is you. My yesterday was blue tear. Still I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear, since you said you were mine. What a difference a day made. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you Find romance on your menu. What a difference a day made. And the difference is you. Is you.
What a difference a JV makes, apparently.
Did you like
Rather
that?
lovely. They do. They like that.
That's hard work, you know.
I apologise to people if you've had a little bit of a freeze. We don't quite know what's going on, but Rachel's on top of it, and it all seems to be pretty good now. So hopefully it should be all right from now on.
Was it our...
No, I don't know what it was. Just
No
one
idea.
of them dropped out for a second.
Okay.
And hopefully
One
you
of
can
my
hear me
songs,
better
or
now
one
as
of
well.
the whole song dropped out, or...
No, you're bits of it. You're
Oh,
fine.
good.
Only bits of it.
Do you want me to go through it? This was What a Difference a Day Make. No, I'm joking. I'm not doing that again. Gosh, it's killing me. And it's quite interesting. When we do these evenings, I was discussing with the lovely Anne Wadey up in Northumbria, in Berwick on Tweed, I think she is,
Yes.
up in the northeast.
Yes.
And we were discussing today, and lovely to chat. Old friend from 30 blah 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 years ago.
Days in London.
Days in London, and we were discussing what this evening is about, and what it is about you coming into our living room. Now, this isn't our living room; it's our front study. This is where the piano is, and there isn't much room for anything else, actually.
Not now, no.
Not now. There's a camera here, and behind there's a little, about 3 feet, and then Sue's got her desk and a computer that she's working all the time. There's a camera here, you've got lights here, you've got a light here, so that I'm really quite cramped in here. But the evenings are about coming into this room and just enjoying being with us. It's not a concert, it's different. A concert is very formal.
Yes, and this is anything but formal.
Apart
Although
from the
he's
fact-
dressed formally.
I might just can you flick?
Rachel, can you go onto the... That's
Yes,
it.
yeah, here we go. Look, here we go. Tails. Tails. This is when I used to sing The Messiah, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And in my concert days, I'd have a white tie and tails. And what I found, you probably can't see it, but they're great big moth holes. The moths have had it.
It shows you how long since you've
And
worn
here,
it.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but from a distance, it looks good. It looks good from far, even if it's far from good. We don't care. So, here we go. My funny Valentine. Just in that same kind of thing. I grew up in these days of the American Songbook. And this one I did with my mate Mark Edwards recently in a live concert. And I miss him. I miss recording with him. And... this song we did on that night, and it was a lovely, lovely moment. And who is this for, Sue?
Mother.
Go on. Well, it's actually I'll do the for Sue's mother. Who is 92, and she's in Elmbridge. And this is for you, Mum. And sometimes life is a little bit difficult, but you love these songs. And Grandad was a band leader in the war, and so she knew a lot of the songs, and she was a great dancer. Loves Come Dancing. What is that about? But I don't want to know. But bless her, Mum is stone deaf in one ear from when she was very young. So stone deaf in one ear and partially deaf in the other. And she came home recently with she'd been out and got this new hearing aid. And she said, look at this. And it's a tiny little thing, goes in there. I said, that's fantastic. She said, yes, it costs £2,800. £2,800. I said, £2,800? What type is it? She said, R+4. This is for you, Mum. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. As your figure less than Greek, as your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak. Are you smart? Oh, but don't change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. As your figure less than Greek, as your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak. Are you smart? Oh, but don't change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's. Each night and day you know it's Valentine's. Each day is Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah. That was the bottom E flat. I need you to be impressed. Could you please be impressed? Could somebody be impressed out there? I can't hear the applause. I cannot hear the applause. Do you have any idea what a show-off like me needs?
I have to say that they're probably more interested in whether or not they're going to have marmalade with their toast or not.
That's it. Marmalade with their toast.
Or not, as the case may be.
Do you know what?
Do you remember when we used to have all the students from church back after church on a Sunday evening?
Oh, yeah.
And we just used to do mountains and mountains of toast. I'm sort of beginning to get that feeling again that I'm going to start making toast and welcoming people in and, hey, come in and have a cup of coffee. And so
see, that would be nice.
It would.
It'd be interesting, actually, when we start getting back to to some kind of what we might call normal, and that's going to be interesting to see what that looks like, isn't it?
What the new normal looks like.
What
yes.
normal looks like. What we're going to do for concerts, because a lot of you, you're going to have to decide who you're going to. Now, I want you to decide amongst yourselves, because you can talk amongst yourselves online here.
There
and
are.
loads.
Yes.
But I want you now, at this moment, right, to now choose the people you want to sit next to in the concert.
Yes.
Right?
Don't fight, children.
Don't fight. Just go
who
and
you're
choose.
Sit next to.
I know that Andy Hatvani wants to sit the front row and the raw box. I know that. I get that. All right. But apart from that, you've got to work out who you want to sit next to. So be kind to each other. All right? And which row you want to sit in. Now, bearing in mind, anybody sitting in the front row gets the it's always a mistake. I'm just warning you.
No one sits in the front row.
No. There's like 16 rows free. They're all sitting back in the toilets. It's
Especially
extraordinary.
If they've been to one of your concerts before.
This song goes on to a little bit of what I was talking about last week. It's very interesting talking about what I talked about last week. Some people responded to it. Some people just didn't say anything about it at all. And some people were quite silent. Some people were shocked. I think I got shocked from people. Some people, one person wrote from Uganda and said he cried when he heard my experiences. But I was listening to Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, and he shared very similar types of experiences. And we live in different times, but we still see that the watched again and again of Nina Simone. Nina was a black singer. She was a pianist. She was a concert pianist, trained as a concert pianist, but could never get. Of course, she was black, and in that times in the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, there was absolutely no way that in America there was ever going to be, and they had to go. Those were the days of when they walked in different entrances, used different toilets. You couldn't go in the same bars. You couldn't. You could go and entertain people, but you couldn't. They wanted her to play jazz, not classical music. And she wrote this song, and I think actually it's one of the most moving performances. Sue sat on the edge of the bed. I showed her this, and she just broke down in tears. I haven't seen her do that. She never cries. She hasn't cried for 37 years. So it's quite moving.
Only when you trod on my toe.
Oh, there was that, and you fell down the stairs. There was that. But this song, you may recognise it from the film. What was it? Film. It was a theme to the film programme on BBC television. Yes, but this is far from that, and it just goes like this. It's a heartfelt plea. Wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish, I could share all the love that's in my heart, oh yes. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish sure you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. Oh, I wish, I could give all I'm longing to give. Oh, I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. Oh, I wish I could do all the things that I can do. And though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. Oh, I'd soar to the sun and I'd look down at the sea. 'Cause then I know, yes I know, then I know how to be free. Oh, yes I know, yes I know, then I know I'd be free.
That was amazing, JV. Absolutely fantastic.
That was literally
Really
improvised
good.
on the hoof, that one.
That was really
so we
good,
went
really
with that.
good.
I just saw it and I thought
Yeah.
it says, well, I just love those words. I wish I could share all that love's in my heart, you know? And actually, from a Christian perspective, I know people are going to go, well, you're free and you're fine. And actually, do you know, there's still the struggle.
And some people have
And
said,
some
you know,
people-
this is one for the lockdown album because
It is.
we're learning what it's like not to be free to do
Correct.
what we want to do.
And I think, do you know, all of that. I remember when I was starting out in my career, and I can say this now, I'm not doing this anymore, but there were people in the business who looked at me right back, way back when, so 37 years ago, 35 years ago, whatever, 36, and said, well, it's very difficult. You see, the thing is, you know, the way you look, I don't know how we can cast you. And that was said, and that was, I wish I could do all the things that I could do. It was all that.
It says it.
Anyway, 2 songs, and then we're going to have a little, what time is it? 25, yeah. Because I want to, this one, I was going to start down there, that was a bit low.
Sounds a
I
bit
have no
low.
idea, I don't sing that. When I am down.
Okay, so whilst you're deciding what key you're going to sing this in, shall I introduce it? A few people have asked for You Raise Me Up this evening. So Carol has asked for this for Penny, Maureen and Chris, who are all at the Salvation Army in Colchester. So that comes from Carol. I'd also like to dedicate this to Tony and Pat, who are joining us from Maidenhead. It's good to have you, Tony and Pat. We're very pleased that you're with us.
Thrilled, actually. Nice to see you, mate, both of you. There's also a lady that actually you worked with, Sue, with Rachel Sherlock. Now, I'm going to have to find her name because actually if I don't find her name...
Shirley Wardell.
No, not Shirley. If you're the lady, I can't remember because I'm not got you in front of me, but could you just write in now, text in now and tell Sue that you're here and that you've arrived in. And she used to tutor her. And Rachel Sherlock, if you're listening now, just tell Sue the person that we're talking about because I can't remember. I'm sorry, I've got too many people in my head. But this, let's see if I still got a voice. When I'm down and oh my soul so weary, when trouble comes and my heart burdened be, then I am still. Oh, that was nice. Then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But when you come and I'm filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. Then I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. Then I'm strong when I'm on your shoulders. Yes, you raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on stormy seas. Then I'm strong when I'm on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Well, that's lifted a few of them up. That's
Yeah, and can I
certainly
also mention,
Yeah.
while I'm thinking about this, I have some lovely, lovely people that have been students of mine over the last 5-6 years. There's some lovely people at Chester University. In their third and fourth years, I teach them their final year recital. And some of them are watching tonight, some of them aren't. But I just want to say they've all gained a little place in my heart. I always feel very sad when they go. One such lady was listening to my little warm-up on yesterday. And I did The Lord Bless You and Keep You. And she said, that's the song. She said, I'm not religious or anything, but that really makes me feel better. Am I caricaturing you wrongly? But she's lovely. Lucy is one of the great singers of my time. And I've got Hannah listening as well. I know we've got so many others I can't even... I think Hannah Fisher as well. Hannah from Cartwright and then... Howard Wayman, so many that have listened in, Lars. And I just wanted to say it was lovely to speak to you yesterday and be inspired. Go for your dream and sing. Just keep singing. It's lovely. Whether you do it to make money or not make money, whatever. But I mentioned particularly for your mother, who is a critical care nurse, who you are concerned about. Because she's so worn out. She said she came home after 13 and 14-hour days, just physically wrecked from wearing PPE all the time. I don't think we have any concept, people out there. Right? We've been asked to suffer by staying in our house. These people have gone in and put their lives at risk, and every day they come in and it's the same thing, and they work on 10-day shifts or 4-day shifts or whatever it is that they're doing. So I can't remember your name, but Lucy's mum, big hug to you and all those people who are carers out there looking after us and looking after our interests. We give you an enormous hug. Another person we give an enormous hug to is Kate and Heather. Not Kate, is it not Kate?
Karen.
Sorry. Karen Bates.
We give a big hug to Kate as well, but on this occasion it's Karen.
It's Karen. And whenever I do this one, I always do it for them, and I always do it for Claire across the road from me, who requested this. It was her granddad's favourite hymn. I have no idea whether she's listening, but... On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross, where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true. Its shame and reproach gladly bear. Then he'll call me someday to my home far away, where his glory forever I'll share, and I'll cherish the old rugged cross without missing a beat till my trophies at last I lay down. will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown, and exchange it someday for a crown. When you look back on that, you will see I did a slip catch, third slip, and I stopped it from breaking and falling on the floor. I just want you to know that.
Karen says, sabotaged for getting her name wrong.
Right. Is that what she said?
I added the name wrong bit.
Right.
I'm just wondering if maybe a little person might be desperate for you to sing for her.
Here we go. Now this one. Now this is a bit of a surprise item. This is a surprise for me. This is as much as to you. Last night I picked up the banjo. I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun, and it ended up being in. And I don't know
if you can actually get it on.
Get it on, but it's a real kind of a real thing to get on these.
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. No, it's not. I don't need any help at all.
Okay.
Fine. I see you've removed the mug. That must have been quite taxing for you. Right, here we go. Does make me laugh. Here am I in terrible trouble. I catch the mug and the ornament.
They were very impressed with that.
Were you impressed? So it was perfect. Who wants that?
No fun in that. No fun in that. Although people who know you well will know that there are likely to be things that go wrong because...
Yeah, all right, calm down. Do you like my new pictures? Well, that's Nick. That's Matt.
I think it's interesting because what people can actually see is that they can see my picture next to our three boys here.
Yeah, okay.
And they can see that they've got hair.
Okay, so it's now, this song goes out. I don't think you can be hairist. There are many people out there without hair who are mourning the loss. So, although you can see the hair, she's stuffing cushions with this stuff now. I'm cutting it off. I'm selling it, okay? It's the only way we're making money is selling her hair for cushions. So, she bought me a banjo I don't know how many years.
Could have been a big mistake.
But
who's this
for? Little special. Now, I'm going to look straight into the camera and I'm going to say Poppy Newman sent me a little message, and she said, Uncle Jar Jar. Now, her daddy, who is now in his at least 70s, or his 30s, whatever. Hello, Ben. He used to call me Jar Jar because he couldn't say Jonathan, so he called me Jar Jar. So I've become Jar Jar, and his daughter now, who is 4, Poppy, you call me Jar Jar, don't you? And she couldn't say Godfather, so she said, you were his God, which is fair enough. I think it's time to look again at that one, though.
Oh, she's so sweet.
And she's such a sweet girl, and she was so moving. And anyway, she just sent me a text, and Monica, her mummy, sent me a text and said, would you, rather than singing The Wheels on the Bus, which is my original idea, I would sing her Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And my Poppy Vera, who is down the road but is in bed, but can you show this to her tomorrow, please? This is for you, Poppy, okay? Because I miss you and miss singing this song so much with you in the car and just singing it I've got recordings of you singing. I've got about 15 recordings. Not that I'm a doting grandfather or anything like that, but I just thought it would be like this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I was for you, my darling. You must be the youngest listener to date, and I hope it's time for you to go to bed. What are you doing up now? What have you got the child up now? Get the child to bed, for goodness sake. Mwah, 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 mwah. Now, here's some. I recorded this one on the new album because I just wanted to do so. We got in the studio and we were having fun, and we had a country band together. We had banjos and we had mouth organ. I was playing the mouth organ. I took this banjo down into the studio, and we played and we had fun. And we did a version of this song that you've never heard, and it would be... Here is love, vast as the ocean, loving kindness as the flood. When the Prince of Life, our ransom, shed for us his precious blood. Who his love will not remember, who can cease to sing his praise, he can never be forgotten throughout heaven's eternal days. Oh, on the mount of crucifixion, heaven's open, deep and wide. Through the floodgates of God's mercy flowed a vast and gracious tide. Oh, grace and love like mighty rivers, for incessant from above, and hence peace and perfect justice kiss the guilty world in love. With deliberate mistakes. Hey, I'm not a banjo player, leave me alone.
No, it sounded great, actually. Sounded good fun.
Did people
Good
enjoy
fun.
that?
They did.
Yeah,
They did.
well, it's different, isn't it?
Just another thing that he can do. He's
Another-
amazing.
yeah.
Another
I'm
thing.
just incredible. Now, let me
What you
just
going to do
read
next?
A couple of funnies. People that
'cause
send in.
it's,
People have bothered to send in.
10-2.
I know it's 10-2. Right, here we go. I hurt my arm the other day. And this was it was Peter D, who actually lives in Bognor, and he's a Scot living down in Bognor. And so he said it would give you time to just try your wee accent out. So we've got some friends out up there in Scotland and all over the place, actually. So I hurt my arm the other day while haggis hunting on Aviemore. I went to the local hospital, and as I was sitting in the waiting room, I was startled by the voice of a young lad next to me. "Fair ye hair, honest, sonsy face, chief, great chieftain, oh, the pudding race." Worried, I turned to the woman on the other side of me to hear her say, We sleek it cower and timorous beastie. Oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. In a panic, I stopped a passing doctor. I said, here, excuse me, mate, but is this the psychiatric ward? He smiles and replies, no, sir. This is the burns unit. I just love that one. Have you heard about... Have you know? I don't know whether you know this, but the Egyptian government is doing things to help ease the lockdown. You know, it's difficult. So they're paying taxi drivers to drive around towns and cities at nights, beeping their horns to help bring them back to a sense of normality. It's called Operation Tutankhamun. It's rubbish. Anyway, this one, my 4-year-old grandson has been learning Spanish during lockdown, and he can't even say please, which I think is por favor, por favor, por favor, I can't, no, forget it. That's forgotten, that one. Now, I just want to, I'll start this one, because I think actually, otherwise we'll never get on with it. This thing, Hymns Project 1. Did you want to do something? So, I tell you, could you put the...
Okay, what do you want?
Well, I was going to I'll do one song, then do dueling pianos. All right?
Okay, you don't want the map tonight.
Well, we'll do the map.
Okay.
How long does the map take? I'm going to do this first. I'll do this first because we're running out of time.
The map's going to take over 4 minutes.
Right, and the dueling
piano. Choose which one you want.
Well, we could do the map at the end. We could do the map at the end. Okay, when he's gone.
Does that work
now
for you, Rachel?
This is, who's this for, Sue? To God be the glory.
I was going to mention, when Jonathan was talking about this, this is from Hymns Project 1, and I just want to mention all the places that we should have been for the last few weeks, and there are any number of them. So at the end of May, we were meant to be in Camelford on the Friday, and then Paignton on the Saturday. Last weekend, we should have been in Pett on the Friday, Milton Keynes on the Saturday. Yesterday, we should have been with our boys in Virginia Water. This coming Thursday, we should have been in Barrow-in-Furness doing a concert. And on Saturday, we should have been joining with a choir in Chester. So we are missing you all so much, guys. And what I'm trying to do is to reallocate those dates so that we can see you, hopefully, next year, and not miss out on coming to see you lovely people in your lovely churches. All right?
Right, so this one, I played this yesterday and people really enjoyed the arrangement. And I'm going to try and, at the end of, we're talking to Pam in a few minutes, from the BBC, and this is from the Hymns Project 1, and I'm going to go through a few of the hymns because hymns are close to heart, and this one is a rewrite. I've rewritten 6 tunes on the Hymns Project 1 and Hymns Project 2, and then old tunes for the other 6, but this one is really I got more energy in it. Here we go. God be the glory, great things he has done. So loved he the world that he gave us his son, who yielded his life an atonement for sin, and opened life gates that all may go in. So praise to the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give him glory, great things he has done. Oh, give him glory, great things he has done. Oh, perfect redemption, the purchase of blood. To every believer, the promise of God. The vilest offender who truly believes, from Jesus a pardon receives. So praise to the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son and give him glory. Great things he has done. Oh, give him glory. Great things he has done. Great things he has taught us. Great things he has done. Great our rejoicing through Jesus the Son. But purer and higher and greater will be our sense of wonder when Jesus we see. So praise to the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son and give him glory. Great things he has done. Oh, give him glory. Great things he has done. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son and give him glory. Great things he has done. Oh, give him glory. Great things he has done. We've had a great deal of churches singing this with bands or with organ or piano or whatever, with a brass band. It's great stuff. Should we watch something?
Yes. Do you want to watch the
Yeah.
dueling keys?
Yeah, dueling
the
keys.
concert?
Go on, we'll do that from our concert. Just a little bit of boogie woogie for you with my lovely pianist friend Mark Edwards. Here we go.
Yes to the band.
Time and it was the blues and boogie woogie. very much.
Hello, Pamela.
Hello. You're the only one I know who calls me that.
Well, it's because Sue's mother is called Pam, and I've often say, "Hello, Pamela." It's that one. Did your mother used to call it you when she was cross with you?
Hang on, I'm just going to shut the window to make sure I hear you properly. Right.
Right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Mother, yes.
Right, now, hello. Can I just say to you right away that we've got people online, writing online, and there are thousands of people are watching this as we speak now, and they're saying, oh, right. Oh, it's not Pam Ayres then, it's Pam Rhodes.
Do you know, that's happened to me so often. And when I actually queued up to see her, she came to Bedford near us.
Yes.
And I bought some of her books and did what we all do and queued up for books. And the man in front of me was so excited when he finally got to talk to her. And he said to her, do you know, the only other thing is I really, really would like to wish to meet Pam Rhodes one day. And Richard, my husband, standing beside me, tapped him on the shoulder and turned around and said, if you look round, you might have a surprise. Of course, there were shrieks of delight, including Pam, who joined in and said, oh, I'm always being asked to sing hymns. So we had fun with that. And then we walked away, and as we walked past the man who was behind us, he said, well, the Pam I've always wanted to meet is Pamela Anderson. And he turned around and looked behind him. Just, she wasn't there.
Yeah, well, that's another story, isn't it? That's quite another page. That's. I mean, I'm just wondering whether you've got a poem that you can give us, just on the spot poem. But obviously not. Now, Pam, it's really lovely. And those of you, I can't know anybody really who's listening now who doesn't know who you are. And you've been on BBC television for how long now?
Well, over 30 years. And actually, they've just asked me to sign up for another 3 years. So I haven't been found out yet, Jonathan, after all this time.
Well, that's not bad, is it?
It's just lovely. It's Songs of Praise is a programme that's held in such affection. And I feel, in a way, I've grown up with a lot of our viewers, and it's just a lovely family to be part of. And although I'm a small part of it now, there's a new generation of presenters. I think whenever they need a white-haired interview, that's the one I get.
Yeah, you get the gravitas, what I would call the gravitas interview. No, it's true, isn't it? I mean, I think I used to always get asked because if they wanted something serious, they never knew me as Jonathan Vera, the comedian, which is what I spent my life doing on the stage. It was always Jonathan Vera, the "How great thou art" moment, oh yes, it's very serious. Do you remember though? When I phoned you earlier today, the moment I reflected, and we've had many moments over the years, but yeah. I remember the day where was it? Was it Lime Park? Was it?
It was. I think we were doing a series for Lent,
yes.
Which were live on Sunday morning. So a bit hairy, no autocue or anything, but that's how I like it.
Yes.
And you were one of our guests, weren't you, in this very sort of... It was the place where they made the Mr. Darcy. When Colin Firth came out of the lake, that was the place.
That was the way.
Fortunately, we put some clothes on you, Jonathan.
I want to come out of the lake. I'm telling you, I'm coming out of that lake bare-chested. And people won't pay for that, though. And what's interesting was that we did the whole set. And every week I'd go up for the Lent series, and I'd be doing my contribution in a song or whatever it would be. And that particular day, do you probably don't. You were sitting on the couch, and what you were doing was I'd do the song, and then I'd do the interview with you afterwards. So I'd come and walk across nonchalantly across to the couch, and then you'd say, and that was Jonathan Vera. Jonathan, tell us what's all that, whatever questions you had asked him. And it was going out live in the days when it was live, wasn't it? That's how we did it.
It was, most definitely, yeah.
And in literally, I think I'd started, you are the one, this is my memory, who makes me happy when everything else turns to grey. Old Randy Edelman song. And that was the song I was singing. And suddenly, all the stage lights went out. Everything went out. And you could see me looking up at the camera thinking, everything's gone. We've lost the live feed. We've lost everything. And you mouthed to me and waved with your finger. You said, keep going, keep going. And
Stay cool and think of England.
Think of England. And I just kept going. It was in total darkness, so they couldn't see me at all. And
good job you don't need to sight read, and you knew it all by heart then.
Thank the Lord. Anyway, those were back in the day. And Pam, we've been doing stuff together recently, and it's lovely. You're on Premiere now. You've got shows. You've got so many different things. You've got so many different parts to you. And I just want to just find out about that first, and then we're going to sing a song and come back and mine a little bit deeper and talk to you about Pam the woman, Pam the novelist. Okay, is that all right? Hold on, I'm going to do it lower. Pam the novelist. How about that? Is that? Yeah, no, you're ready to spill everything, aren't you?
I'm ready to listen to you sing.
Yeah, I know you are, but that's not what we're doing here. This is about you, I'm afraid. You are now also on Premier Radio. Tell us about what you're doing on there, Premier Christian Radio.
Well, you know, since this lockdown, like quite a few of us, including you, I imagine, I suddenly found that we're busier than ever.
Yeah.
I have for some time done 2 hours on a Sunday morning on Premier, one a themed programme and another a request programme, always of hymns, very often the old hymns that have marked people's lives. And I love the stories behind why they were written and who wrote them. But suddenly in this lockdown, I realised that a lot of people were on their own, and that in a way we needed something to unite us all, and there's nothing like singing together to do that, as you know, more than anyone I can think of. So I suggested that perhaps I might do a sort of 10-minute slot at some point in the day of just 3 sing-along hymns, well-known, familiar hymns, dearly loved, that you didn't even necessarily need a hymn book for. And I don't know quite how it went from that, you know, sort of 10 minutes to suddenly being 45 minutes every day, Monday to Saturday. So suddenly that was 6 other programmes on top of the 2 I was already doing. And then on Sunday evening, another programme which is primarily an online television magazine programme, which goes out on radio but comes to life online. So we're trying to persuade people to actually, you know, find it on the Premier Christian Radio Facebook page and find it on YouTube. And
what time does that go out? What time does that go out?
It goes out at 6 o'clock on a Sunday, but of course if you watch it online, you can watch it at any point. And it's a real sort of mix of what's happening in churches up and down the country. And of course, during the lockdown, there was incredible initiative and a real sort of outpouring of neighbourliness, which was often spearheaded by the churches, and lots of lovely, lovely, heartwarming stories about that. But then, you know, the one that's gone out tonight has had the senior chaplain from MHA, Methodist Homes for the Ages, as they used to be called. And they are one of the biggest providers of residential care in the country, and therefore they've had a huge number of losses, you know, just heartbreaking tragedy of staff being lost as well as patients. And so to hear that story, very, very moving.
These are moving times, aren't they? They're surprisingly moving. And actually when you are being used as you are, to bring comfort to people, but with broadcasting, often broadcasting is a comfort to people. It's often at a point in Songs of Praise, it does bring comfort to people. Songs of Praise is one of those programs, isn't it, where people always say, oh, well, I don't watch it. It's the most non-watched program that everybody watches.
Well, it's what the vicars always say, isn't it, Jonathan? They always say when they're taking a funeral, and perhaps the son or daughter will say, well, Mum never went to church, but she always watched Songs of Praise.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think we have a different role to church. It's a complementary one. Yes. And it's a lovely thing over all the years I've been presenting it, is that people will come up and talk to me as if we've known each other for years. And I think that's a great compliment. And I never mind if people come up and say hello. I always think it's lovely, because often they'll pour out, you know, heartbreaking stories. And it's a real privilege that they feel they can. Yeah. And, you know, one of the things that struck me over the years, and I've gathered that from Songs of Praise, but in particular from all my programmes on Premier, is that loneliness is a rife in this country. Yes. And especially in that older age group. You know, families aren't together the way they used to be, and you can become fearful of what's outside your door, and your world can become very, very small.
Very small.
And radio and television can unite people, and programs like this.
Well, actually, it's quite extraordinary how this has gone up. We had 27.5k views on one program, and you just think, actually, online, you know, normally you'd get a few, you know, if online you get a few hundred, or maybe if you were lucky 1k views. And then suddenly things take off because of this. Look, we're going to sing a song and we're coming right back to you. We always sing this song, actually, the Carole King song, which talks a little bit about what you were talking about there. In this world of loneliness, that you've got a friend. And people sing along. This is one of those that they sing along with all across the country in the something like 17 countries that are represented around the world, that are watching right now from Australia, New Zealand, Uganda, all parts of Africa.
And we're actually going out live on the beach in Bermuda as well.
Oh, on the
which is very nice.
That's nice.
They didn't want to miss the sea and they didn't want to miss us, so they've taken us to the beach. I actually also want to dedicate this particular song to a very special person whose birthday is on Tuesday. This young lady asked me some 58 years ago if I would be her best friend, and it has been something I've never regretted saying yes to. She is a dear friend and has always been there for me, and so happy birthday on Tuesday, Sally, and I look forward to celebrating with you very, very soon. Love you.
When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. Sing it if you like. Here we go. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together now and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Now, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold?
They'll hurt you
and desert you and take your soul if you let them. But don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. Oh, darling,
you've got a friend.
my sweet darling.
You've got a friend.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a friend.
My sweet darling.
You've got a friend.
Okay, last time.
You've got a friend.
Okay, one last time.
You've got a friend.
Definitely last time. No more after this. You got a friend. Well, Pamela.
Hello, that was lovely. I remember all those words.
Do you remember those?
Yeah, I
Carole
do.
King, the Tapestry album. I played with them.
Absolutely. Haven't we all got that?
Yeah.
Stuck in the cupboard somewhere.
Well, I said the other week, I played with the musicians who recorded that album just when I went to Nashville to record one of my own, the Nashville album, and it was so weird sitting in there and they said we played this originally, and that is going back somewhat, if you see what I mean. But it's anyway. I want to get a bit further into you. You are more than a presenter. You've had a woman of many parts, as we said, and one of those parts is a writer. Tell us about that. How did you get into that?
Well, I suppose I've always been a writer in this. In a way, I've always been a journalist. I cut my TV teeth in newsrooms, and always knew that I loved writing and that I could always write to a deadline. But after I'd been on Songs of Praise for some time, I was approached by a publisher saying, would you like to write a behind-the-scenes book about Songs of Praise? And I thought about all those people that I've interviewed, incredibly moving interviews, at very poignant times in people's lives, and realised that those stories weren't really mine to tell. And so I thought, well, maybe I could write it in a fictional form so that I could borrow some of those most moving and constructive sort of interviews, to give other people insight into what others have been through and what might help them by making it fictional. But I had no idea if I could write dialogue, no idea at all. Anyway, I had a go. I wrote my very first book. It was back in 1995, and it's called With Hearts and Hymns and Voices, hence the name of my premiere program. And it was amazing because I'd have people coming up to me outside broadcasts for Songs of Praise asking me about these people as if they were real. And that led on to me being asked to write mainstream novels for a very big publisher then. I did 4 of those. And I suppose now I've written about 25 books.
Gosh!
Probably half of them or more are novels. But the rest of them are just all sorts of things I've been asked to write on, or that I feel passionate about. Like, I am a complete anorak about hymns.
Are you?
In particular, I am.
Well, isn't that a coincidence then? Isn't that a coincidence that I asked you on here to talk about that then?
You see, I think that what connects people with hymns is humanity. It's because whether it was the psalmist writing those words 3,000 years ago, or Stuart Townend, or you with a song right now, it presumably depends on what's on your mind at the time. That morning when you get up, how you're feeling, if you're needing a bit of comfort or guidance or protection, that actually, because you're a wordsmith, you can pour out these lovely words. And when those words meet just the right piece of music, something happens. It becomes more than the sum of the individual parts. And I think that whenever we are feeling as they did when they wrote those words, there's something in those words that just stays with us and comforts us and encourages us and marks out our lives in that, as you say, we remember them for certain episodes or times in our lives, times of sadness, times of celebration, or just that we feel great affection for them, the ones we learnt at school. Whenever I, on Hearts and Hymns, ask people to let me know what their Sunday school favourites are, I have sack loads of people writing in, I think hymns are a wonderful resource of great wisdom and experience that we lose at our peril. And, of course, there is the worry that we will lose them with the younger generation, perhaps not learning hymns in school as we all did.
No, and interesting because I made that very statement, and actually that was part of the reason for doing the Hymns Project 1 and 2 is that it's a long-term thing. And I've got a guy called Ralph Higson who has passed on to me. His mother was a reasonably well-known Methodist, and she kept all the Methodist hymn books. And I don't know, I said this to you earlier. Did you know that Charles Wesley wrote 15 hymn books worth, him and John wrote 15 hymn books worth of hymns. And when we're talking about hymns, we're talking about 1,000 in the first part of the book, with a supplement.
Well, and
of
also you have
600.
to think, don't you, about the circumstances in which he was writing, because very often he and John were on the road. They've travelled about 250,000 miles, and that would have been walking,
Not ginormous,
horseback,
yes.
and carriages. And apparently he used to always carry a little pen and a card with him, and he'd suddenly get inspiration, because of course he was theologically so sound, wasn't he? He'd think of a line from a psalm or something, and then he'd write the most beautiful poetry. And probably whatever they sang it to, it would be just whatever was around at the time. But, you know, when you think of these great gatherings, what was the music? What were they all singing to? Did anybody know the melody? But now, of course, they have these wonderful melodies that we're so associating them with.
We've
that,
attached...
I hope he would approve of our partnering of the music and the words.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because we become attached to particular Love Divine or Love's Excelling. When you write them, you write new tunes for things like this. And I used to say to people, you do realise that each one of these hymns had 5 or 6 alternative tunes at least.
Yeah.
And people kept writing new tunes because they needed refreshing. They needed the pot to be refreshed. And Love Divine or Love's Excelling is a fairly modern tune, relatively speaking. And so we've become attached. And I remember one man, it was very funny. We were at the Westminster Central Hall, so the home of Methodists, and it asked me to do their Daffodil Day. You know, I'm sure you've done it.
Oh, yes, of course.
Right,
yes.
and so I was the special guest, and up we go, and they said, could you sing the hymns that you've written, the new hymns that you've written? And one of them was And Can It Be, which I might do tonight if I get the time. And I did it. And when you do step into the lion's den when you do Love Divine and Can It Be, and Oh for 1,000 Tongues to Sing. And those are a man, loads of people, they bought the album, buying the book, it's fantastic, they love it. Like, oh, great. Says, apart from one man who's an older guy, as he's going out and getting into the lift, I prefer the old ones.
But you know, there's room for the old and the new, because I
Exactly.
guess a lot of your listeners will think about The Lord's My Shepherd, Crimond, you know, that
Yes,
old familiar
Crimond.
melody sung at many a funeral, dearly loved, exactly. And we could never imagine, could we, that we love another melody as much. But look at Stuart Townsend's version now is probably more popular, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, it just is. And now,
Right.
people, the idea of singing The Lord's My Shepherd, apart from at funerals, I suppose, but even now that's being replaced. We recorded that exactly for that reason, that Stuart's version managed to capture, he adds a little bit, and he manages to capture a more modern flavour of the 23rd Psalm. It does
Without
work.
losing the sentiment of the psalm.
Yeah.
at
Do
all.
you have any personal favourites?
Oh, now you're asking an anorak that.
I know.
suppose the one that I really do love because it stirs old memories for me. I grew up in a naval family. And so Eternal Father Strong to Save and all
Yes.
the various schools that I was based at, because when you're in a military family, you literally travel around from base to base and go abroad a couple of times and everything, and you end up in different schools with the same people that you've seen in different parts of the world. But the common denominator was always that Eternal Father Strong to Save meant a lot to us, because in my era there would have been quite a lot of youngsters standing alongside me in school assembly who had fathers who were in submarines and disappeared literally off the face of the earth for weeks on end.
Yes.
And yeah, when we sang these words, it had real meaning for us.
We could go on for days. However, I want to talk to you a little bit about another passion you have. You're passionate about hymns. You're passionate about broadcasting. You're passionate about writing. You're also passionate about another. You talked about the leprosy mission. Tell us a little bit about that before you have to go off and watch Pole Dark.
Yes, I'm vice president of the Leprosy Mission. I'm very, very proud to say. I've only been involved with them properly to this level for about 3 years.
Yes.
But I bet that, like me, many of us remember the Leprosy Mission from years of being at church, because they've been raising funds through churches for 140 years, part of that sort of missionary spirit of Victorian times, I suppose.
Yes.
But the shocking thing is that there's still 7 million people with leprosy in the world today.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
And the other shock is that just as in the stories we hear in the Bible, they were rejected and feared and said to be full of evil spirits and all of that superstitious stuff, it still exists today.
Yes.
And probably about 4 million people, we know where they are, 3 million are living in the shadows because there are still cases of children being locked in sheds rather than families owning up to them. Teenagers being set on fire because they wanted to kill them because they had leprosy. Terrible, heartrending stories. So I've been out to Nepal, to the hospital there, and also to Bangladesh earlier on this year, and to meet those communities, to see the miracles they work, to know that there's been a cure for leprosy for 30 years. They can stop leprosy dead. They can't, of course, undo the damage that's been done for the years of them not coming forward for medical treatment. And we have no vaccine or anything like that. But,
No.
at least we have the medication. And it just seems terrible to me that 2,000 years on, we have a cure and people still are scared to come forward because of the stigma. So I just think I'm going to bang the trumpet. You know how everybody
bang
can
the drum.
contribute in different ways, and I can shout and talk.
Do. And we will this week's whatever we get, we'll be giving 25% away. And if actually people would like to go, it's up on the screen now. The Leprosy Mission Just Give page. We've got that up, and we ask people again. Our people here have been extraordinary. We thank you out there for raising thousands of thousands. I think you know Lisa Ashton from the BBC, and Lisa, we've been supporting her, and we will continue to do so. And so many charities and food banks that we've been giving over the weeks, thousands have gone to charity, and it's an extraordinary amount of giving that these people out there. Thank you for what you've done, and we thank you in advance for what you're going to give to Leprosy Mission. Look, I know that the time is gone. Look at this. You've hardly said hello and who are you? But Pam,
you're lovely.
Thank you so much for coming on, and I know the listeners will be very, very pleased to have had you and to hear a little bit about you. They can go to your Facebook page. We've got that up as well if they want to buy some more books and things like that. And
just go to the web page. They just put in Google Pam Rose.
Pam Rose. Yeah, we've got that. We've got all that.
Yeah.
It's all up.
Lovely, thank you.
And we hope that we'll talk again soon about Premier. Okay.
All
okay.
Right. Love to you.
Thank you, my love.
Thank you.
God bless
Bye.
you. Bye bye. Bye bye. What a lovely interview. Well, that was a lovely interview. And so, such a broad woman and with a lovely heart. Now, if this is going to sing some hymns for you now. Oh, love that will not let me go, I rest my weary soul in thee. I give thee back the life I owe, that in thine ocean depths flow may reach a fuller be, may reach a fuller be. Oh, light that follows on my way, I yield my flickering torch to thee. My heart restores its borrowed ray, that in thy sunshine's blazes stay, may brighter, fairer be, may brighter, fairer be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that never lets me go. Oh, joy that seekest me through pain, I cannot close my heart to thee. I trace the rainbow through the rain and feel the promise is not vain, that morn shall tearless be, that morn shall tearless be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that never lets me go. O cross that liftest up my head, I dare not ask to fly from thee. I lay in dust life's glory dead, and from the ground there blossoms red life that shall endless be, life that shall endless be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that never lets me go. Now, who was that for, Susan?
I am going to dedicate that one to Carolyn Varco. Carolyn, today is your birthday and you are shielding, so you're not allowed out, and it's tough having a birthday during lockdown and tough for you. And that one's a special one for you, oh love that will not let me go. And can I also say it was for Vera. Vera and her husband were celebrating their 50th anniversary, and we mentioned them last week, and unfortunately Vera had an accident this week, fell down the stairs and hurt herself, and she's in hospital. So we send you lots of love, Vera, and we're really sorry to hear about your accident.
So on this shelf next door, isn't there, nasal spray? On that shelf next to them. This one is for, I can't remember who it's for, but we'll dedicate in a minute. This is an album I recorded many moons ago by Matt Redman. And it's based on a verse that some of you may know, and it's a lovely verse in the Bible, and it goes this. It says this: "For the Lord your God is living among you. He is a mighty Saviour. He will take delight in you with gladness. With his love, he will calm all your fears. He will rejoice over you with joyful songs." And that's a lovely idea of God singing over us. Who's that for?
And this is for Chris Chivers, for her twin granddaughters. Ooh, I am here.
I have heard so many songs, listened to 1,000 tongues, but there is one that sounds above them all. The Father's song, the Father's love, you sung it over me, and for eternity it's written on my heart. Heaven's perfect melody, the Creator's symphony, symphony. You are singing over me, the Father's song, heaven's perfect mystery. The King of Love is sent for me. Now you're singing over me, the Father's song. The Father's song, the Father's love. You've sung it over me, and for eternity it's written on my heart. I think I haven't sung that since 2005, probably. Excuse me 1 second. Now I'm going to just... Oh, the top's come up. Oh, that wasn't there. I think, here we
Are
go.
you going to do...
I am. I'm going to do some... I think, shall I do fairy?
No.
No?
No, you haven't got time.
What have I got time?
Ladies and
What
gentlemen,
do you
you
mean?
have no idea the trouble. No, you don't have time.
Anyway, I'm not going to do that. So, now...
Have you stopped because it got difficult?
No, I stopped because the microphone was in the way. I had to move it out halfway through.
Okay.
Oh, we'll do it next
All
week.
right then.
All right, now, what I was going to do was I was going to do some songs. for
Well,
you.
I'm just aware that there are a couple of songs that have been specifically requested.
And which were?
Great is Thy Faithfulness.
Oh, yes. In which case, I better do that one.
I'm afraid so. And also Steal Away afterwards, I
Oh,
think.
my goodness. Okay, well,
Was
I'll
also
do that
specially
one.
requested.
And,
So Great is Thy Faithfulness
Which I think
is
is one-
particularly requested for Rachel. So Rachel, I hope you're managing to watch us tonight, because this is for your birthday, which was recently. And with great love from Paul and the rest of us who love you very much. And also Graham, I'd like to dedicate this one to you as well, because I know that life is tough for you at the moment. So Great is Thy Faithfulness.
Great is thy faithfulness. Might help put the microphone back. Would you please notice something? Sitting there having a cup of tea. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath pardon for sin and the peace that endureth, thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow, blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Steal away to Jesus. Steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me by the thunder. The trumpet sounds within my soul, and I ain't got long to stay here. Steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me by the lightning. The trumpet sounds within my soul, and I ain't got long to stay here. Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away home, 'cause I ain't got long to stay here.
That was lovely. It's a long time since I've heard you
It
do
is.
that, JV.
Sue?
That was for Joan Remnant and Erica Clegg. They both asked for that, so that was nice.
A song for you. This I wanted to sing so many hot songs from this. I'm just going to do a couple of verses from each thing, or even one verse. This is the Pam was talking about and I'll tell you the story. Remind me next week to tell you the story of Just As I Am, okay? That we encountered in a church in Wiltshire, which is why I did a Songs of Praise from Wiltshire just recently. Just as I am, without one plea, but that your blood was shed for me, and that you bid me come to thee. Just as I am, and waiting not to rid my soul, join me so, of one dark blot, to you whose blood can cleanse each spot. O Lamb of God, I come, and as we're drawing near to you, your constant love will guide us through. Your grace alone is all we need. O Lamb of God, I come. Just as I am, we will receive, will welcome pardon, cleanse, relief, because your promise I believe. Just as I am, your love, just as I am, your love unknown has broken every barrier down. Now to be yours, yes, yours alone. O Lamb of God, I come. And as we're drawing near to you, your constant love will guide us through. Your grace alone is all we need. O Lamb of God, I come. And as we're drawing near to you, your constant love will guide us through. Your grace alone is all we need, O Lamb of God. O Lamb of God, I come. That's a new tune to that one. Love Divine, that was a lovely one. To God be the glory. Oh yes, and can it be? Just a beginning. Just that now I can only do this one, and then and I was going to sing.
Dot, this one's for you.
I
God
will
bless you.
sing.
You've been waiting so
Oh, yes.
patiently
Okay,
for
you
this
have.
one for weeks and weeks and weeks. The Dot, in your
And this
nursing
is
home,
the same-
this
that
is
same
for
book.
you.
And can it be that I should gain an interest in the Saviour's blood? Died he for me who caused his pain, for me who him to death pursued? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Oh, condemnation now I dread. Jesus, and all in him is mine. Alive in him, my living head, and clothed in righteousness, and clothed in righteousness, and clothed in righteousness divine. Bold I approach the eternal throne, and claim the crown through Christ my own. Bold I approach the eternal throne, and claim the crown through Christ my own. Time runs away, doesn't it? What's the time?
Time does run away. I just want to dedicate that to Richard Sadler. Richard, it's your birthday tomorrow, so have a lovely day tomorrow. And also to Neil and Jenny, who are listeners in Booragul, which is near Newcastle, but not our Newcastle, New South Wales. And you will
New
be
South
listening
Wales.
You will be listening to this. You will be listening to this when it's a bit more reasonable in time, because otherwise it's 5 o'clock in the morning for you.
But
so
we welcome Lucas.
lovely.
He's up for 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
Lucas.
bless you, Lucas.
I
We
know,
love
bless
you.
him for
Thank
that.
you. Thank you for getting up so early.
Sue, go on, talk. Let's go.
Right. Okay. Yes, time has run away with us. But thank you so much to all those of you who have ordered CDs and books. We've been sending them out. Jonathan's been signing them. A few people have been buying them as gifts. We've got Father's Day next Sunday, so you may well want to buy one of the books. One of these books for your father, your grandfather. or whatever.
Great stories. Great.
They are very funny. They're very easy to read, and they are a good laugh, I have to say. And so, yes, there are 2 books to choose from, Finding My Voice or On a Similar Note. And if you wanted to buy something as a gift, just let us know who you want it to be signed to, and Jonathan's more than happy to dedicate it to the person that you're sending it to. So those are the books. Number of CDs. We featured this one quite a lot this evening. Turn it up, darling. It's the wrong way up.
Sorry, wrong way.
You just can't get the staff, can you?
The camera's better.
No, she's gone back to that one. That's it.
That's
it. Stay there. Okay, so Hymns Project 1 was Jonathan's sort of first foray into actually writing a whole series of hymns. As he and Pam are talking about, taking these wonderful words, but for Jonathan just creating some new tunes to just lift those words and just present them in a slightly different way. And as you've all been saying, Oh, Love That Will Not Let Me Go, and Just As I Am, just beautifully written.
You'll love this album. It's beautifully produced by Mark
produced.
Edwards and myself,
Yes.
as in the first one, the second one that has come out.
So, as far as how much they are, all of the books are £8. All the CDs are £8. Apart from the Hymns Project 2, because it's our latest project. We've kept it at £10. But that is, all of it is still a lot cheaper than you will buy it anywhere. So please go on to the website, which you'll see at the bottom of the screen here. So that's www.jonathanvera.com. You will find all of the items. Look carefully, because some people are saying they're having trouble finding one or two of them, but they're all there. And you can listen to some of the tracks if you wish to.
Can I just also say this, and this is for me now. Thank you for your generosity. Your generosity has been a wonderful thing.
Amen.
People have just been really lovely and kind. And as I always say it doesn't need people to be, you don't have to empty your bank. Just a few people, so many thousands of people giving, and it's so many people out there, give £1, and then we can move to Bahamas with this bloke who's on the beach right now. Joking aside, generosity is a wonderful thing, and thank you for keeping us alive, actually, over these last few months, in so many ways. Not just financially, but keeping this, we're trying to get this better and better each week. The freezing, just remember each week, just refresh your page. The freezing is not from us. Just so that you know, we have an Ethernet cable, which means that we don't drop out. So that will be to do with your local area. So you can just refresh the page each time, then that will help.
But can I just say, we know that so many of you love joining us, and as you've been talking about tonight, you are truly a family, and we love you, and we are so grateful that you join us every Sunday night, and it would be terribly boring if it was just the two of us. So you are as important.
And keep
in this
sharing.
whole thing. And thank you for the love that you show for each other, the care that you show for each other. It's very, very special, and we are just blown away by the fact that you are here, you are part of it, and we enjoy it absolutely as much as you all enjoy it as well.
Go peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways.
Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim.
Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame. God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around His heart. May you be known by love. Show kindness, see everyone through heaven's eyes. God hold you, enfold you, and keep you wrapped around His heart. May you be known by love. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you His peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you His peace, and give you His peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you His peace, and give you His peace. Good night. God bless you. Amen. And that goes out specially to Colin and Jean and Kate Matthews.